So these are the gravestones of the Allied soldiers during World War II. So it gives you an idea of the numbers of people that had actually died. Of course, there was a lot of Australians that died during here. That's the reason I've decided to come here to have a look. That's in Thai. In honoured remembrance of the fortitude and sacrifice of the valiant company who perished while building the railway from Thailand to Burma during their long captivity. Those who have no known grave are accommodated by name at Rangoon, Singapore, Hong Kong, and their comrades rest in these war cemeteries. I will make you a name and praise among all people of the earth when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord. Very somber sort of area. A lot of history here. So you read the sort of names of some of the people here, and like even here you go Private J.K. O'Brien, Army Service Corps, 3rd of April 1944, age 31, of the Australian Imperial Force. All these are sort of like seem to be Australian soldiers that perished during World War II working on the railways here. It's a very somber sight to see all these graves. You can only imagine what these people went through during their years of captivity, making the railroad. I don't know, you feel a little bit lost for words when you're walking through here. Just looking at the number of graves. Australians, all these seem to be all Australian soldiers. I myself didn't even know how many Australians we'd lost during that time just on this railway alone. Like you hear about a lot of the battles in Europe, but even the Burma Railway, yeah, we've heard of it, but I don't think you can imagine how many people actually perished until you actually start walking and looking along this grave. A lot of the ages. It's such a well-maintained graveyard, which shows a lot of respect to the Australian soldiers and other Allied troops that actually spent so many years on the railroad. Just further up there, for some reason, I saw the Japanese graves, and they're all overgrown and they're falling apart. Seems to be that there seems to be a lot more respect, and I don't hold anything against any of the cultures because it's the past, but the fact that these are all so well maintained in such a beautiful manner says a lot for how much they respect our involvement during World War II. Just some simple facts on this memorial. It was built in 1956 after World War II. The historians calculated that that the Burma Railway had 38 Allied POWs die for each kilometre of the track. And originally a lot of the POWs, or the soldiers that were prisoners of war, were buried along the railway, but after the war finished, this graveyard was established in 1956, where all the Allied soldiers were reburied. And for the names that were known, they actually put their names there. If they didn't know the name of the soldier that died, they just put a soldier who died for his country. In total, there was 6,858 POWs buried here, a mixture of British, Australian and Dutch soldiers. It was a really sombering, sort of sad place, but also peaceful place to come visit. And if you've got an interest in history, this is this is a good place to visit. If you're in this Kanchanaburi district of Thailand and you're visiting the Burma Railway, this is where you would come afterwards.